Miro's still out?
Yeah.
What do you have to do to get back to sort of smothering style that you've played? You've been able to slow them down.
Yeah.
You've been playing well.
Well, I mean, you know, last game was obviously not the way we want to play, not a winning formula for us. So, you know, we've played the way there's a path to winning this series, and I think it's in the two wins, the two games that we did win. So we got to replicate that.
Any other lineup changes?
No. Back in workout.
What have you seen from Oscar this year? We've talked to him on a lot of occasions, but his path to the NHL, he's really had to work to get here, and obviously you like him and, you know, trust him in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, third round pick, right, went to the American League, did it right, became a valuable player at that level, took the step this year. He's an easy guy to play. He's big, he's long, he's got range, he's got a good brain for the game. He's always on the right side of the puck, good penalty killer. You know, he fills a need, especially this time of year. He's easy to play because you can trust him on the ice.
Go ahead.
Pete, at this point in the series, just how much tinkering or adjusting can you do? Because both teams clearly know each other so well at this point, or is it more about reads and execution from your players?
It's execution. I mean, we both have a game plan and a formula that will work to win on a given night. It's which team gets to that game quickest and stays in that game for the longest.
Pete, what's your philosophy on how much you talk to players, you know, sort of the mental side of the game? I'm thinking of Mikko Rantanen. It feels like it's coming. He had a point-blank chance the other night, but how much do you check on him day to day, you know, during the skates and say, how you doing, you know?
Yeah, you know what, I think I think that's just a feel, you know. There's days you check on them, and there's days that, you know, I liken it to, you know, a little bit of a marriage. There's some days, you know, you're happy to sit down and talk with your spouse over all the things that are going wrong in your life, and there's other days you don't want anything to do with her or him, and you close the door and you just want time. So, you know, that's a little bit of a feel. I think, you know, you try and communicate if you feel like there's a need to communicate. And there's other times I think you have to have a feel like, hey, you know what? This guy knows, give him some space, let him figure it out.
And what do you think he's doing right now, 4 games into the series, in terms of that, his comfort level, his confidence?
Yeah, you know what? I don't think any of our big guys have delivered yet in this series. And he's not the only one on that list. So, you know, but the beauty of this is it's you know, it's time now. I mean, this is money time. So I actually like the fact that we haven't yet, because I think these guys are all due.
Along those lines, Harley, right? He's played so well at a rough game.
Yeah.
But he's still pretty young. Like, you know, managed some ups and downs with him.
Yeah. Well, he had a rough game. Our whole team had a rough game. So, you know, you can't hang that on him. The one thing about Thomas Harley and the reason that he was able to do what he did at the Four Nations and, you know, basically come off vacation mode and step into a Canada-US game, you know, in Montreal on a Saturday night, is because he has an unflappability and a confidence to his own game. There's rarely a time where, you know, his self-assessment of his own game, and he's harder on himself than we can be. So, you know, there's never a time you walk up to him with a computer or a clip and he doesn't already know, you know, what happened or what he could have done better. So, you know, that's I think what is going to make him a great player.
Late in the season. Money time. Sorry, you mentioned this is kind of getting into that money time. In your experience, do you feel a mood change or emotional change within your teams as it gets towards the finite part of a playoff series?
Oh, I think everybody's team does. You know, all of a sudden, your summer is 5 days potentially away. You know, 4 days away. So I mean that desperation. You know, when it gets that close to elimination, you know, I think everybody's team has a different mindset and desperation level.
Late in the season, you guys tried 7D a couple of times for different
Yeah.
reasons. Is that something that you look at and maybe bringing someone like Miro back in to ease them back in?
I mean, everything like that's on the table. We're not in a Miro come back in situation yet, so I don't want to get into hypotheticals. But if we do get into that spot, all those options are on the table.
How long does momentum last in a series like this?
Well, I don't know, Bruce. We'll see you tonight. Let's hope one game. Okay, thanks.